Solidarity from the National Union of Teachers. I just want to say how proud I am to be part of a movement that gets people on the streets, gets people organised, gets people ready for a fight when our bosses and employers come and try and change our conditions or try and take money away from us. I think we've sent a decisive message through your campaign and through this demonstration today to the people in there that they cannot come for our pay, and we will not lie down and let them. Colleagues, the teachers you work with inside of schools support you because we know the value of your job. Support workers, site staff, people who are teaching assistants, people who work with some of the most vulnerable young people in the city, people who make our schools work. Without you, no school in Nottingham would be open tomorrow. Without you, nobody would get a quality education. We also support you because we know that united we are stronger, and we know that although we've held back, although you've held back their first attempt to take your pay, they're going to come back and they will try it again. We don't believe the government when they say they're going to keep money coming into schools. We don't believe the government when they say there will be no cuts in the spending review this Wednesday. We don't believe them because they've lied, and they lied again, and they're lying to us now. They'll lie on Wednesday, and when they come for us, we will fight back. I believe that very shortly, together, we will be filling this market square with teaching assistants, support staff, teachers, public sector workers from across Nottingham when they come for our pensions. Building solidarity and support now is vital to making sure when they come after our pensions, when they come and attack us all, we can fight back with unity and with strength. It's so vital and it's so important. I'll finish there. Solidarity from the National Union of Teachers. Keep the struggle going. When they come back for you next time, we will be there supporting you. Other public sector workers in Nottingham will be supporting you, and we will drive back their attempts to attack us.
Tom. Next we have a teaching assistant from Ambleside Primary, Jen Moore.
Thank you, it's just so fantastic to see everybody out here. What the City Council are trying to do to us is an outrageous attack on the lowest paid workers in the school. It's about time that we are valued for what we do. As my colleague said, without the sterling work that teaching assistants, middays, everybody does in that school, our schools will start to fail. It's just now that we're starting to raise standards. Teaching assistants, as a teaching assistant myself, and for all of us here today that are TAs, we know that what they're trying to do is to force us to work the holidays and to force us to work extra hours. We signed contracts in good faith many, many years ago for some of us. We've been working in the profession 20, 30 years. We have skills and experience that others do not have. And what worries us is that if they come for us and they try to take a quarter of our pay away, or they try to force us to work the holidays that we have not signed to, then they are going to have overworked, underpaid, undervalued teaching assistants. We signed a contract of service. We signed a contract of service, not a contract for services, and that's the difference. If it is that the City Council and that schools want to open in the summer and other holidays, then fine, but they need to fund it and staff it properly, not do it on the backs of us. Speaking for all of us today, we are saying to the council, we want to protect our hours, our holidays and our pay. They need to start valuing the work that we do, because we know that governors, and we know that parents, and we know that teachers, the people who really experience it every day on the ground with those most difficult, most challenging, most vulnerable, needy children that we work with, they know our value. It's these people that need to know. Thank you.
students speak, and I'd like you to welcome Jethro Waldron, who's actually speaking on behalf of Youth Fight for Jobs, and I'll hand you over to Jethro now.
Hi everybody. Well, in a way this is absolutely marvellous, because judging by this crowd, it looks like the City Council is not going to have a very easy fight on its hands. In the past few weeks, the government has declared war on education. Many of you will know that the Brown Review has recommended that the cap on tuition fees be lifted. This means that universities could be charging as much as £12,000 a year for degrees. In addition, £1 billion is going to be cut from universities and around £300 million from further education colleges. The UCU, University and College Union, estimates that 34,000 jobs could be lost in further education alone. And it seems that war has also been declared on schools as well. And I think that it's an absolute joke that Nottingham City Council is attacking teaching assistants like this, because I thought that the Labour Party thought cuts were bad. And Youth Fight for Jobs certainly believes that Labour councillors should be putting their money where their mouth is, and they shouldn't just be saying they disagree with cuts, but should be voting against them, and should be starting a very vigorous campaign against the cuts that the condemned government is telling them to make. I'd like to finish by offering the solidarity of the Youth Fight for Jobs campaign to teaching assistants in struggle, because it isn't just teachers who make schools, it is all the workers in schools, and every job cut in the education sector should be fought for, because it isn't just an attack on the workforce, because schools can't function without teaching assistants, without maintenance staff, without secretaries, but it's also an attack on society as a whole, because education is at the core of our society. And I'd like to tell you about the Youth Fight for Jobs Day of Action that's being held this Wednesday, the 20th of October. At 4:30 p.m. in the square, we're going to have a rally against the cuts that the government is making to education, including the raising of tuition fees, because Wednesday is Cuts D-Day. It's the day of the comprehensive spending review, and I hope that lots of young people are going to turn out on Wednesday. And I would like to offer the solidarity of the Youth Fight for Jobs campaign. It's only going to take a call or an email to get our campaign and a lot of very angry young people out in defence of teaching assistants and anyone in the education sector who's going to be the victim of cuts in the next few months. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Jethro. I'd like to welcome Caroline Eady from Whitemore Primary and Pam Correa from Rice Park Primary. Who are quite nervous and probably not spoken at anything like this before, and I'm very proud that they've got up to speak. So who wants to go first? Go.
Hello everybody! I want to say that we are the backbone of the schools. We do all the nitty-gritty, the work behind the scenes, and we get no recognition for what we do. And it's about time people started valuing teaching assistants for what they do and what they stand for. We love our jobs and we just want to be treated equally. Hi, I have very little to add to that, other than single status was supposed to be about equal pay. Hands up if you're a loser. That's an awful lot of losers in one crowd, in one sector. What can I say? It's just a shambles. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Can the following people now come up to speak, please? Debbie Barton from St Answell Primary, Helen Hapgood from Bulwell Education Action Zone, and Teeny Reid from Mellors Primary. So if you can all come up. Hi, this is Debbie from St Answell Primary.
Hello
you can imagine, I'm a TA and I'm in full support of this abolishing single status completely, because it has no definition on our jobs and what we do. If they took us out of schools, oh sorry. If they took us out of schools completely, then the schools would not run. We have been working for many, many years to get a good education within England itself. Getting free education for children, making it of a good standard, to raise standards, and who has the most input into that alongside teachers? Us. If we're not valued as individuals in what we do in school, then all that will be lost and we'll be back to the Victorian times when education was nothing. And to be perfectly honest, we need to fight against this to make sure that we are valued as TAs. Thank you.
Now I'd like to hand over to Teeny Reid from Mellors Primary.
Can I just start by saying it's great to see all these teaching assistants here and teachers from the schools supporting us as well. I know personally that teachers know how important we are and how easy we make their jobs. And it's not just about the fact that we will suffer, it's the children who will suffer. The children will suffer the most, because without us, a lot of the extra things that they do, for instance the phonics supports, all those outside supports that they're getting, especially those children on the Senkos, they won't get those without us. So that is very important, and they're not understanding that at all. The detrimental effect that no teaching assistants, cutting our pay, we will work to rule if that's what it takes. But it's the teachers and the children who suffer at the end of it, and they're not thinking about that when they're making these decisions. So let's stand up for what we believe in, and let's not let them kick us down. Thank you.
Well done, Teeny. Helen Hapgood is a worker in the Bulwell Education Action Zone.
Hello everybody. Just to say, it's great to see so many teaching assistants here today, and I'd like to say that we're not just there for the children, we're also there for the parents. A lot of us do a lot of important work with parents, helping them as well with their children, not just the children. And it hasn't been talked about how we give our time and go on residential trips with children. We work 24 hours a day and don't ask for any extra pay when we're working and doing sleepovers with children that are in need. And it's really shameful that they're attacking us as vulnerable as they perceive a woman-dominated role. Thank you.